Why do people not choose a better path towards their happiness? When answering this question, I think it's important to start with Lane. She spoke a lot about how people don't know the best path to their own happiness. I think a lot of that is because of society and what we teach now. Um, I think everyone's pretty much like brainwashed into thinking that getting money is the best way to happiness, and that's definitely due to, at least in America, that's due to our culture built up in the past. We've been very consumer oriented, very work oriented. So I think everyone's mindset now is that earning more money and getting a good job and consuming, whether it's buying a car, buying the new iPhone, whatever it may be, will earn them happiness. And from what we've seen in this course so far, and what we've seen just in society in general, that's not true. Um, Stuff like buying cars, buying a house, even I guess, buying the new phone. That's more like short-term gratification, and that will make like a fleeting happiness. And I think people often mistake that as being happy, but that's not true life satisfaction. And so on like that short-term gratification piece, I think a lot of people choose to buy the new iPhone or car, like I said, because they think it'll make them happy when it actually doesn't. Um, Another aspect I think is not choosing their happiness is because it's hard. Schwartz talked a lot about all the choices we have, and especially in America today, and a lot of developed countries, choices are all around us. Like what clothes to buy, what to eat, what career to choose. We're always surrounded by choices. And yes, some choices are good, but Schwartz argued that too many choices is actually a bad thing and leads to less happiness. Um, he spoke about how it leads to choice paralysis, not choosing something because there are too many options and it overwhelms you. Some other effects are regretting your choice, um, and ultimately like blaming yourself because you were the one who chose that specific choice. And when you regret and you think, oh, I could have chosen that pair of jeans or whatever it may be, then you blame yourself because you were the one who chose the pair that you bought. And ultimately, he argues that that leads to less happiness. And so, what people should be doing is, focusing on like their hobbies and the stuff that they gave up to pursue money in the first place. And they should be focusing on their relationships and stuff they enjoy doing and finding time to be mindful, and everything like that. And so, the next question: what's my recipe for general happiness, well-being? Um, I'd say it's pretty. There's a lot of stuff that I think I should be doing to increase my happiness, and a lot of stuff that I hope I will do in the future. I think Dolly's quote is very important. First few lines when he says, "What surprises him most is man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, and then sacrifices money to recuperate his health, and then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present." Um, I think like that quote is very realistic and is very explicative about our culture today. And I kind of already touched on the money piece. And obviously that can lead to worrying about the future and earning a lot of money. So I think one of my main goals is to not choose money over relationships. Um, I think that's not really something that I think I've always been kind of like that. I'd rather be doing something I love and earn a little less money than like force myself to do a job that I don't necessarily like just to earn money. Um, and I think another piece, like the Dolly said, is I want to try to live in the moment. And like, I don't think I can say much more about that. It's kind of hard to say how I'm going to live in the moment, but I want to try to enjoy situations as they arise and not be constantly looking forward to the future or constantly living in the past. I just want to make the best with what I have in any given moment. Um, Another thing that I think is really important is exercise. And obviously, I'm getting quite a bit of it now because we're forced to work out or play a sport. But I definitely want to keep exercising as I grow up. And whether that's playing a sport like I am now, maybe like joining a soccer league or something like that, or just, going to the gym. I think, like the happiness video spoke a lot about how beneficial having a healthy body is to your mind. Um, and I think that's super important. They also spoke about flow and how people who experience flow more often are more likely to like live longer and be happier. So I'm hoping that through exercise I can also keep my body healthy and in turn help my mind and also maybe experience flow to help me out. I think Sean Aker had some good tips about happiness that stuck with me. So some of what he said was exercise, which I've already mentioned, um, meditation for being in the present moment, journaling positive experiences, expressing kindness, and a few others, but those were the ones that stuck with me most. Um, so I've already spoken about exercise, but like the meditation mindful aspect of it, I liked what Trenton spoke about in class with reading and how reading is kind of like a form of meditation. And I've always enjoyed reading, but I haven't really had the time for it here at Culver just because of everything that we're doing. So I definitely want to find time to read because, as he said, it improves moods. It can like pull people out of the present moment, make them happier. And I enjoy reading, so I think that'd be something good to keep doing. I think journaling sounds like a good idea as well. Um, I would say I'm a pretty lucky person growing up, and I don't think I express gratitude as much as I should. So I think journaling things I'm grateful for, and also journaling about good experience I've had throughout the day, like Aker said, would definitely be beneficial to me. And another thing is on like the consumerism piece that I kind of spoke on about like earning a lot of money to buy stuff means happiness, which is not true. So touching on that consumerism piece, as Jesus spoke about in class, he spoke about how consumerism actually leads to like not being as happy, like buying stuff that you want but you don't need actually decreases your happiness. And I think part of that might be due to what Short said about how many choices you have, and buying something when you could buy something else, you may regret it and blame yourself. So I definitely want to be mindful about like how much I consume. And I don't think that's necessarily a problem for me right now, but I want to continue to make sure that that doesn't become a problem in the future. Um, and Santos had some good tips as well, such as like expressing thanks. I think I already touched about that in the journal. Being kind to others. Um, I always try to live by the golden rule, which is treat others as you would want them to treat yourself. So I think like living by that is really important because being kind to others improves your mood, as Santos said a lot. Um, that's about it. She spoke about the importance of following their hobbies and making time for friends. That's definitely something I want to do, is like create time for myself and reading and meditation, but also create time to spend with others and have fun. Um, so like taking all that I've gathered from learning in class, online sources, and also peer presentations, like I would say my shortened list for my recipe would be don't chase money and choose a career that I enjoy instead of forcing myself to do something I don't like. It'd be to live in the present moment and be mindful, which could be reading, but really just taking opportunities as they come to me, not being too anxious about the future. To make time for myself and my relationships, like I just said, I think that's super important. Lane spoke about the importance of relationships and how they are pretty much the key to happiness. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm forging strong relationships with my family and people I meet, throughout my life. to keep active. You know, like I said, whether that's a sport or just working out, it's very important to me. To journal positive experiences, I think that would be a great addition. To go light on consuming, I said, you know, just not buying anything whenever I have the impulse, I guess. Just, you know, buy what I need, maybe some stuff I want, but don't go too bad. And be kind to others. So live by the golden rule, like I said. I'd say that those are my main goals right now. I think they're pretty attainable. Yeah, so I think learning about happiness in this class has actually helped me a lot. I think it definitely sets me apart from everyone else in that, you know, I'm not money driven. But most importantly, I think now I have a better idea of what actually would make me happy. You know, as opposed to the people I began talking about where they're so brainwashed by money and like they don't know what would make them happy. I feel like now I have a lot better understanding of what might actually make me happy. Yeah.